All right, if I hadn't told you this already, it is National Punctuation Day. So try to use some extra special punctuation in your text or any compositions you may be writing today to celebrate the great day. And to put the punctuation on the week with a nice exclamation point, I want to bring some more truth to the table. And again, we try to talk about the stuff that the lamestream media is not going to tell you about, like true facts that turn the story from one thing to another. And they're facts that I'm talking about. I fool around a lot and say, oh, here's Nancy Pelosi celebrating, and, we show a Barstool Sports video. That's called political satire. We're joking around, okay? This is the truth, and it's absolutely sickening. When we get deeper and deeper into the Senate Intelligence Committee's investigation into the spying of Donald Trump by Obama and his officials in the Department of Justice and FBI, it makes you want to vomit. And if you want to get fired up for the weekend, whole bunch of information is breaking now. If you know anything about anything, all the FISA warrants were granted based on what was told to the court to be reliable information from reliable sources in the Steele Dossier, which we now know is just a whole bunch of fabricated crap. But the breaking news is this from Kimberly Strassel, or through Catherine Herridge over at CBS. Christopher Steele's main source for the dossier, he was the subject of a 2-year-long FBI counterintel investigation from 2009 to 2011 under suspicion of being a Russian spy and a threat to national security. So the main source in the Steele Dossier, which was used to spy on Trump, was already under investigation from our U.S. intelligence community for being a Russian spy. She goes on. Early in the Obama administration, the subsource reportedly attempted to recruit 2 individuals connected to an influential foreign policy advisor to Obama. They said if they got jobs in the administration and access to classified information, he could help them make a little extra money. So the subsource, the person who was the source in the Steele Dossier, who our government officials who wanted to spy on other Americans said was a credible source, it is now known that he was investigated for 2 years to being a Russian spy and had asked Obama officials if they have access to classified info, he could duke them with a little cash. But it gets even worse. The FBI says he had previously contact with the Russian embassy and Russian intelligence officers, and thanks to Paul Sperry, we know the name of the subsource, and at what period of time. At the same period of time, he was at the Brookings Institute, a Democratic think tank. So now, the guy who was at the Brookings Institute, who was already under investigation for being a Russian spy, who was known to be a non-credible confidential informant, he's the guy that sourced the whole Steele Dossier, which they turned in as credible intelligence to the FBI and the Department of Justice. And then the sickest thing, the worst part of it, here's the kicker. Per these documents out from Lindsey Graham, the FBI knew about this confidential informant investigation into the source in December of 2016. So they knew in December of 2016 that this guy who was the subsource was the subject of an investigation to be a Russian spy, and they knew, everyone knew, that they were relying on the information from a suspected Russian spy to open an investigation into Donald Trump and his entire team, starting with Carter Page, George Stephanopoulos, Roger Stone, and others. And it all started from the Steele Dossier. The source in the Steele Dossier, we now know, was under investigation for being a Russian spy. So, will anyone ask this question? I don't know. I'd like to get my buddy Patrick Byrne, who was involved in this whole cauldron of evil, on here and tell us what's really going on. But it sure seems to me like Hillary Clinton's people paid for the Steele Dossier, and it turns out that the Steele Dossier has an alleged Russian spy as the main source. So I asked this question: was Hillary Clinton or anyone at the Clinton Foundation palling around with an alleged Russian spy and talked them into subsourcing a document that they used to weaponize our intelligence agencies to spy on a duly elected president? I wonder. We'll break that all down more next week. You got to tune in on Sunday this week if you're in the New York, New Jersey area to Table Talk, the newest show on AM 970, The Answer, hosted by myself, along with my great friend Vito Fossella, former congressman from right here in New York. And we break down everything you need to know about your home, your mortgage, your finances, and everything else going on in the public square. And we break it all down Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for a whole hour just for you. Grab a seat, come to our table for a little Sunday morning table talk with myself and Vito Fossella. Last 2 minutes here. Nico, Jess, I don't know if I made any mistakes today. I think I did pretty well. Wednesday I made a couple big ones where I referred to Gina Ritchie as Lisa a few times. I've subsequently fixed that and appeared on her show to pay my penance. But anything you got, Nico?
You've been perfect. I can't believe it.
Wow.
We
Nico
haven't caught
said
anything. You've been pretty spot on.
I have. Oh, Jess is raising her hand.
No,
Jess.
I gave you the 1 minute signal.
So you don't have anything to add? Are you camera ready today? Nico, can we put Jess on the camera? Is Jess camera ready? That's my final question for today. All right.